Hello everybody, my name is Super Chicken. I thought I'd give a Shaman another try. I was a little bit harsh in my first video. I couldn't get the rhythm of the class, I couldn't really work anything out, but I'm willing to give it another go. This deck is loosely based on my original video, but I've added a couple of nice snazzy things like the ability to Leroy Jenkins, Wind Fury, Rockbiter combo, and some things like that. So let's see how we go. A couple of points that I need to make right now is that Season 3, I believe it's Season 3, has just happened. The ranked reset has just happened. Everyone is back to Angry Chicken, or, you know, thereabouts. Makes for some interesting play because you commence a game at rank 25, you don't really know who you're going to be playing against. A friend of mine actually got to play against Trump in one of the early games, or pre-level 20, so that's quite an opponent to get at such a low level. Excuse me. Okay, one of the things that I really was trying to do with this deck is to... The reason I wanted to bust this deck out is because Feral Spirit is one of those really sweet cards that go really well against Hunters and Warriors. Just having those taunt creatures is a big reason to want to play it. I think one of the big reasons why I was so unsuccessful with my deck last time when I played it is just that the meta was not really particularly tuned for this deck. But now with all the aggression, especially all the people trying to rush from rank 25 to 1 or to Legend, there's a lot of Hunter aggro and a lot of Warrior aggro. So I think playing cards like this is really good. I'm actually thinking I might actually keep the Unbound Elemental. I'm guaranteed an Overload card as well, so I might actually keep that. I'll just accept. I did toss back the Wind Fury. It is part of my combo and it is a singleton in the deck, so it will be a little bit hard to draw it out later. But I think it's more important to have cards that you, or at least try to draw some cards. I realized I drew some 5 and 6 costing creatures, but try to draw some cards that you can use to interact with the opponent in the early game. Excuse me. More than likely, this is going to be one of those aggressive hunters. They're everywhere. It's just, I'd be surprised if it isn't, to be totally honest. Okay, and that's more or less confirms that for me. Unfortunately, I don't have a lightning bolt for such a guy, so I may actually just hit my totem here. The alternative would be to play coin into Feral Spirit, but I think I might actually wait on that and try to get the Unbound Elemental out first. There's a good chance I might even get a Taunt Totem here, so there we go, we did. I mean, it's a 1 in 4 chance, I think. 4 totems, so 1 in 4. But, I would like to perhaps draw into a Manatide Totem soon or something like that, just to sort of try to get some extra cards come out of my deck. But we shall see. I think we can get him to overextend here. I mean, I'm 1 mana short. Sorry, beg your pardon. Yeah, I'm one mana short if you include the coin of doing a Blood Mage Lightning Storm combo here. So I actually think I might wait for that. I think I'll just tap again and hopefully he'll just overextend into my Lightning Storm. It's interesting that I got the Wrath of Air totem there. I may not even have to use Blood Mage if he chooses to ignore this totem. Which he probably shouldn't, to be honest. He should probably get rid of that. I think we're going to get 3 for 1 here. 4 for 1 here. It'll be 4 for 1 if he chooses to ignore the totem here. Otherwise, I'll be forced to play the Blood Mage, but that's not such a big deal. Okay, so we're just going to kick this off. Oh, sometimes when you do those sorts of moves like that, it feels so good. It feels amazing. I absolutely love running Blood Mage. He's like one of my favorite legendaries. And for that reason. It is a shame that I didn't get the Unbound Elemental out before, but he'd probably just attack into it. Maybe that would have been a better play. Just float it out there, but, you know, maybe, I mean, if he spent some creatures to remove it, then I might have even been able to collect more with the Lightning Storm, but who knows. With only 3 mana, I'm not too sure what to do here. I mean, we could just Lightning Bolt one of them. But I sort of want to get the Manatide Totem out. If I get the Manatide Totem, just play it. He can kill it with both of these creatures, but I still draw a card. Is that even worth doing? It just then I'm basically cantripping and avoiding taking 3 damage, but I don't really think that that's super good. Maybe I think we'll play the Unbound Elemental knowing that he can't kill it with the damage that he has on the field here. He only has 3 damage, and that has at least 4 life. I'll pass. I gotta say, these 2 creatures aren't that impressive typically. I realize he's probably taking them because they've got the beast keyword, but I tend to find that that's a bit of a mistake, sort of. Like, I just think that these aren't very good cards, typically. Or at least I don't like them. I mean, I'm sure someone's used them to great success. Someone always manages to do that, but I don't really care for these 2 cards that much. It seems like you gotta do a lot to really get the beast keywords happening. Okay, 6 mana. That lets us either... I mean, we could use Mana-Tide Totem into Feral Spirit, and we might actually be able to run away with the game if we do something like that. Otherwise, we can just jam the Fire Elemental. I actually think that, because we have a hand size over them already, jamming the Fire Elemental is probably the best bet. We can Fire Elemental away the River Crocolisk. I think that's what we'll do, actually. That just seems really good. Like, how is this 1-2 going to deal with this 6-5? I realize you could have Deadly Shot or something like that, but with such a low hand size, I think it's worth playing for the fact that he doesn't have anything like that. Deadly Shot, boom. There it is. It's still not the end of the world, though. I mean, we got 1 for 1, and he tempoed 1 damage through, so it's not the worst. I'm just wondering if we just do it again, though. 7 mana allows us to... Stoneforge Axe. Just wondering, I could probably put the Mana-Tide Totem down. Probably wouldn't be the end of the world there. I mean, I could use... Problem is with playing Earth Elemental is that you overload yourself pretty badly, and that means you just don't have that much mana for next turn. I think I want to save the 3 damage that this can do for another target, though. Like, taking out this isn't... Like, you know, it's not a big deal. That can be killed by Feral Spirits, so... I'm thinking I might even go Feral Spirit, Stormforge Axe, and I'll Stormforge Axe this guy. And then he's just facing down 2 Feral Spirits. Do I have enough mana to put down the Mana-Tide Totem as well? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, 1 short. That's not really that threatening. I probably don't even need to use the Stormforge Axe to get that. I can probably just go Feral Spirit into Mana-Tide. Alternatively, I could Taunt here. Yeah, I was taking a while there. We'll just do this. I'm not going to use the Lightning Bolt, I'm just going to pass. I think that these are sort of going to give him a hard time enough as it is, especially with his low hand size. I think this sort of setup allows us to pull much, much farther ahead in the game. We're lucky that he didn't have any sort of way to up their damage. I mean, he's just going to throw a few dogs at us, and that's... Oh, no, he kept them. How about that? Interesting. Okay. So, this is the creature that could probably be a pain to us. I would like to remove that. I'm just wondering if I should Earth Shock it. Earth Shock will get rid of the fact that it's going to spawn 2 more hyenas, and that is a bit of a problem. The hyenas is annoying. Do we just hex it? I think we do actually. I think hexing is just the quickest way. Otherwise, we have to silence and then still deal with it. It's not a hard enough answer. This is a reasonably good target to hex, I'd imagine. It's just a shame I don't have another lightning storm, because I think we'd be doing pretty well if we did. I will hex that. I'm going to just get that out of the way right now. Okay, very good. I think we'll start the trade away as best we can. I think I should get rid of this. I don't think attacking into that's going to do much unless I take out the Stormforge as well. It's probably worth doing that. Let's get rid of that. It's doing no damage at the moment. I'll take the Stormforge. I think that's enough. I mean, because he's top decking, I don't really predict that he's going to be able to wombo combo us with all these creatures on the board. he would need to draw into a number of other things that would up his damage. I mean, he could track into it, you never know, but I feel pretty safe behind these 2 taunt creatures right at this very moment. So he's picked this card with tracking. Okay. Alright, so he gets a big Scavenging Hyena, which we can Earthshock. He's going to sacrifice all his minions down. It's very impressive, I must admit, but... More than likely, well, not more than likely, I should say. I'm going to tap this and hope that I get a air totem. That'd be pretty good. Then the Earthshock will just kill him straight away. It'll silence him and then do 2 damage, which will kill it. The other alternative would be to perhaps... Actually, I could probably just play Azure Drake and then Earthshock, but I think I have enough mana to tap this anyway. I'm going to play the Drake, because I'm going to do the Drake first, because I want to see what card I get here. That's cool. I have the spell power to destroy this, so I'm just going to do that. Get rid of this. How's the mana situation going? We have 2 left. None of those I really want to cast. Not yet. I'll just make one of these and bonk him. Oh, I ended up getting the Wrath of the Air Totem anyway. I still think it's important to play the Azure Drake first because we drew a card and I may have changed our plan. From this position, I have, you know, 5 things on the board. There's 4 things here, 1 here, and a handful, and he has 1 card. I was going to say, like, I'm fully expecting him to surrender any moment now, so... Okay, maybe there's something in the Shaman. Let's just give it another try. I mean, the idea was to try and face up against as many hunters and warriors as possible, so... with any luck, hopefully we'll just draw a few more of those. I don't know if I don't know how our game actually goes against things like Controlled Druid or anything like that just yet, but we shall see. Spirit Wolves is really, really good. Oh my gosh, that is just so amazing. They can just flood the board with stuff, and then you just play those 2 wolves, which trades with everything. It's incredible. Another hunter. Is it the same hunter? No. Let's try it. That's a pretty good hand. I don't know if I want to get rid of any of those. I'm wondering maybe I'll pitch the Lightning Bolt, but... That's a pretty solid hand. I'm trying to think if it's worth trying to pitch one and improve on that. I don't think so. I'm pretty happy with this. I don't want to risk pulling out like a... you know, Earth Elemental in its place or anything like that. It's pretty reasonable.
Greetings, friend. Greetings, traveler.
He has such a gravelly voice. It's incredible. Okay, I think we just make totems and pass the turn. I'm not actually running any Bloodlust in this deck, and I'm sort of wondering if maybe I should put 1 copy in, because there are times when you just sort of... the game can stall, and you'll have a bunch of totems out that don't do anything. But you could, you know, turn them into an obnoxious amount of damage. Okay, one thing that I don't have is Acidic Slime in this... Acidic Slime. Acidic Slime is Magic the Gathering. Acidic Swamp Ooze for this Eaglehorn Bow. I'm sort of hoping that we can get by without too many problems. I think we're just going to make a totem and pass, though. Actually, you know what? There's a very real chance that I probably should have just played Unbound Elemental just then. It would require him to use his last charge in addition to a spell to get rid of it. And he'd be pretty reluctant to get rid of that last charge. Okay, no, I'm absolutely wrong. He's more than happy to burn all his charges. Which I think is wrong, but he'll probably kill me, even after I've said that. Just to show me. I think I'll hit that. I'm probably going to play the Unbound Elemental. Because he hasn't got anything on the board. I mean, not a lot's going to do that much damage. Or I can just play Mana Tide. Get some... put him under the pump a bit. I'm just wondering. I'm not too sure. I think we'll go the Unbound Elemental. It seems to develop our board a little bit better. And I'll just pass. There's no need to lightning bolt his face, I think. One thing that I tended to do in the past was get pretty greedy with trying to make him go really, really big. And I tend to do that with questing adventurers and Van Cleefs and Unbound Elementals and Secret Keepers and so on. Alright, so he's played that now. That's fine. Huh. I think he's got all his... he seems like he's got a pretty sweet deck, but it also feels like he's got his card order coming out at the wrong time. But that said, I have no healing in this deck, so he may actually defeat me anyway. Which is a shame. What do I do? Do I just, do I keep these two creatures? I sort of feel like I do want to do that. It just allows me to, you know, trade with other stuff. I might actually just lightning bolt this. Lightning bolt it, or... I definitely probably want to put down some Feral Spirits. If he's going to keep charging me, I can do without that. So I'm going to shock this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and I have enough space. Yeah, it's the haste creatures. Sorry, haste is the Magic the Gathering term as well. What do they call it here? They call it charge. Charge creatures will kill me. These sitting in the way is going to make it hard for him. One of the bonuses of keeping my 2 whelps there is that if he wants to use multi-shot, it's unlikely that he's just going to go bang bang and hit these 2. Now he's got a whole heap of other stuff that he needs to pick from. I was talking about Bloodlust earlier, and I mean, if I had it now, would I just win the game? I probably would, so maybe it is worth putting one of those in. Oh, that'd be right. Okay, alright, I played into Unleash the Hounds pretty big time just then. Wow. Alright, so there's a good reason to not keep the whelps. My hand is too Wow. Wow. I've never seen it do that many. I've seen it do a lot. I've never seen them do that many.
Well played.
Wow. Okay, that's cool. This is getting cast then, isn't it? I don't think there's any... No way we're not casting this. He does have a full hand though, so, I mean... We're sort of at his mercy, I think. He'll probably do it again as well. That's the only issue. Like, he has so much mana, he could probably just do that again and kill us. Unfortunately, I didn't have any other taunt creatures, and spinning this and hopefully pulling out a Stormclaw Totem isn't going to stop... first of all, it's probably not going to happen, but secondly, it's not going to stop him. He'll just, you know, kill us. He'll just run through it, like he just did just then. And the wolves, and they're much more dangerous. So here they come. Rawr. Is that lethal? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Do I live? No, plus the bow. Well done. That's probably my fault for keeping these. I probably should have paid a little bit more attention to that. And as it turns out, all his random early face damage paid off. Ugh. Okay, I'm willing to accept that I could have played that better as well. I almost certainly, upon reflection, should not have played into Unleash the Hounds. I should have taken my 2 whelps, killed them, kept my lightning bolt, yeah. Due to some technical difficulties, I was unable to show you the 3rd game in that particular video, so I decided to make another one. The audio cut out in the video footage was mucked up a little bit, so I decided to make another one just to round out the video. I'd like to point out that I made a slight change to the list. I added an Acidic Swamp Ooze, and I took out a Forked Lightning. That was an oversight. I actually should have had the Acidic Swamp Ooze in there for the first couple of games, but for some reason I just didn't put it in. I don't really know what happened there. I must have just sort of missed putting it in. There's a good chance I actually want 2 of them in there as well, given how prevalent these aggressive decks are. But only just put one in for now, just to sort of keep it close to as close as possible to the original 2 games within this same video. Anyway, hopefully we won't be disrespecting the ability of Unleash the Hounds anymore. Hopefully we will definitely keep that one in mind, and we won't throw so many games away just because of that. Let's see. A priest. This will be interesting. I must say I haven't really put this deck together with a priest in mind. Typically they're not the ones that are dominating the metagame that I've found, at least anyway. I'm going to get rid of Hex. I think I can draw into it later. Just wondering. I may even get rid of one of either the Earth Shock or the Lightning Bolt here. I might actually keep the Lightning Bolt just so I can get a Northshire Cleric. I might just ditch the Earth Shock, and I think I'll keep the Elemental maybe. The Elemental gives me a play. Actually, you know what? I don't even think I want the Elemental. I think I'm just going to keep the Lightning Bolt. I'm going to keep the Lightning Bolt and hope I draw into Spirit Wolves, because the reason I want Spirit Wolves is because if he wants to be the controller in this matchup, I can use Spirit Wolves to rush him down a little bit and put the pressure onto him. Unfortunately, I didn't draw it, but so, you know, there goes that idea. But I figured the Lightning Bolt would be the one to keep because he has a couple of 3 toughness creatures that he can play on turn 1. And it'd be pretty good to be able to remove it with a Lightning Bolt. I mean, he could use Northshire Cleric, and there's oh, gee, I can't remember the name of it. It's a 2 health neutral creature that gets health every time you heal yourself. I don't know. Either way, it's not going to die to an Earth Shock, but it will die to a Lightning Bolt. I think we're actually going to play the Swamp Ooze. He's not going to be equipping a weapon anytime soon, and I think it's slightly better than tapping for a totem at the moment, so we're going to do that. It sort of makes him make a play now, I suppose. Shadow Word Pain? No? Smite. I can't say I'm terribly surprised by that play. I mean, he was practically destined to die. Well, I think I definitely want to Lightning Shock this. Sorry, Lightning Bolt. I always say Shock. Lightning Bolt. I want to Lightning Bolt it. This is the sort of card that can get out of hand a little bit too quickly. The thing is, if I tap to play a Totemic Call and get a Searing Totem, he'll draw a card off it, and that's no good. I'm trying to not let that happen. By the same token, if I play Feral Spirit and get the 2 Spirit Wolves out, he can attack into it, not die, then heal and draw a card. I don't particularly like that as an option. I think yeah, so this can go. That seems like the play to me. The alternative would have been to, instead of playing the totem after that, would have been to coin into Feral Spirit, which would have been reasonable. That would have stressed out, because he only really has spot removal up until about, let's see, what, 5 mana where he gets Holy Nova, and even Holy Nova won't kill the Feral Spirits. I'm actually really pleased that he used a Smite on my healing totem just then. That's really good for us. I think, though, do we just jam... Do we go Feral Spirit now, or do we just keep jamming totems? I wonder. I sort of think that maybe totems is the go here. I mean, this is going to struggle to even take out totems just with one attack. Well, the one issue is that if he's playing Silverback Patriarch, he's probably going to be playing the Inner Fire sort of combo where he makes doubles the health and then turns it into his attack, so that could actually be an issue. Might actually be worth removing this creature based on what he's probably going to make it become. And I'm not holding a Hex at the moment, which will bail me out after he combos it, but because I'm not holding the Hex, I should probably just Lava Burst it. Because that could get really bad. Although I am holding an Earth Shock, I'm going to just shock it after he buffs it up, so... that might actually be the better play. I sort of wait for him to do that. In that case, I think we'll just... I'm going to play the Wolves. I'm going to get them on the field. So at least, if he does buff it and turn it into an 8/8 next turn, I won't be taking it on the face. But at the same time, once he does buff it and takes out a Wolf, I can also Earth Shock him back down and then hopefully finish it off with one of the Wolves or something like that. That might be nifty. Yes. Thought Steal, huh? The other thing is, if he doesn't decide to do that move, because he's sort of spent most of his mana at the moment, these two wolves can just kill the Silverback Patriarch and be done with it. Okay, we got our Hex. That means, I think we're comfortable with the fact that he can buff a single guy as much as he likes, because we have a Hex as an answer to it, and we're going to be pretty careful to hang on to this one. I think I'm just going to bonk him twice with both of these wolves. I think that's fine. It's not like Holy Smite's an issue now. The only one that's an issue is Holy Nova. But I still traded, I still would have traded his creature and a Holy Nova for one card. One card. Because these two creatures come from one card. I'm just wondering if we're suspecting the Holy Nova, is it even worth hitting Totemic Call right now? Probably is. It probably still is worth doing it. It's just a free minion, you know? Especially when I don't particularly have another play that I like to do right now. I certainly don't want to put Blood Mage Thalanos out just to draw a card. I just want to use that to make Lightning Storm a really formidable card. More so a formidable card. Okay, so he pinched an Earth Elemental. Gah! That's interesting. I think we might have to use a Hex on that, unfortunately. I don't think I can really risk him doubling that health and then hitting me for 16 after he Holy Novas me. that would hurt. So I think I just Hex it, but the problem is I do really want to keep this. I'd like to keep it in my hand, but that is such a big creature. Maybe we can just, yeah, I think that's got to go. Hopefully we can sort of, yeah, sorry, I should have attacked with Searing Totem. I was halfway through talking and I can't talk and play the game at the same time, apparently. I forgot even what I was going to say. How about that? I'll just bonk him for 3, which could have been 4. I'll hit this. That's actually a good totem to get. We can start healing up those wolves, get their health back. This one at least won't die to a Holy Nova. Yes, he is locked out of his mana, so because he did play that one there, so at least we can sort of ride the overload that he has inflicted upon himself, and hopefully just sort of punish him a little bit for that. I think Lava Burst seems like the cleanest answer to that. And then we can swing through for 5. I don't, because he will, I mean, otherwise we can sacrifice all 3 creatures into him and he'll just kill them all. I don't particularly want to get 3 for 1. I think Lava Burst might just be the option here, just to allow us to continue beating. This wolf will get its health healed with our healing totem as well, so that's something to consider. He'll get his mana back, but these two won't die to a Holy Nova. So that seems pretty good. I think I'll just Lava Burst it out of the way. Let's see now. I think I'm sort of happy to hang on to these cards. I might just make another totem and continue beating on him. Things are looking pretty good at the moment. I realize the priest can have a pretty insane endgame, so, you know, we're not quite there yet, but it's looking good for the moment at the very least. If we get Holy Nova right now, we only lose the totems, which is fine.
I got the best deal anywhere.
Okay, so he definitely is on the Divine Spirit in a fire combo. If you're running Divine Spirit, you're more than likely running in a fire as well. So I think it's safe to say that I called it. Just wondering, how does one handle a 4/8? I actually think that we just swing past it and let him dump more cards onto it. We've got 3 taunt creatures up, which means he will have to spend his, what I assume will be an 8/8. It could be a 16/16. He can swing with that into our taunt creatures all day long, and then we'll get our turn back and we just Earthshock it. So we can actually maybe bait another card out here. And I think that might be the way to go. That seems pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna swing past him actually. I'm gonna ignore him. That kind of attack. I don't know why I picked him up. Yes, so we're gonna keep the Earthshock for when he inevitably gets buffed up. I'm gonna drop the Manatide Totem and sort of chuck a spanner in the works. There we go. I can't actually click the end turn button. There we go. One of those bugs. One of those bugs. Okay, this will be interesting to see what happens with this gadget stand auction here. We're looking to be pretty dominating in a position like this, but I think we'll probably Earthshock him next turn. The other thing that I neglected to consider before was that he can continually draw cards off of the gadget stand auction here, which is probably reason enough that maybe I should have Earthshocked it last turn. I think I was getting a little bit greedy, hoping that he would dump a bunch of cards into him so that I could finish it off with Earthshock and get extra value, so maybe that's my own fault. Cool. I think... I mean, even with a lava... I can kill that straight away with a lava burst. Question is, can I do 5 damage to that? Because, I mean, I could use the lava burst to take that out instead. Earthshock this. 3 to 4 damage on everything is pretty good. I wonder. I think it might be actually worth playing the Azure Drake here and then maybe making that a 4-5 damaging spell. Let's see what I get. Let's do that. I could even play Blood Mage right now, play the coin, and then do that, turn that into a 5-6. That seems like the way to go. Spellbower! Yeah, he lived. Alright, in you go. It's times like this I actually do wish I was running a Bloodlust. I think I mentioned it before. I can't actually recall if I mentioned it in my first or second game or in the part of the game that I was unable to record. But I'm not actually running Bloodlust at the moment, and I would genuinely consider running at least one for situations like this, where I could just do so much obnoxious amounts of damage. I think he dies next turn, by the way. I mean, I'm just looking at this. I've got a Wind Fury and a Rockbiter and an Azure Drake, so I can make the Azure Drake a 7-4 and then double damage for 14. 14, 15 if you can count the Blood Mage. And then Lava Burst for 8. Wow, yeah. He's really got to... Oh, that is so unfortunate. I think he just straight up dies this turn. I don't think I'm knocked out of the mana. I don't think I'm even going to count it. I'm just going to do it. Let's go here. Let's go Lava Burst. Lightning Strike. Earthshock. Oh, it's for minions. Ah. Swing. 7. There you go.
Well played.
Thank you. Well played. Okay, alright, that'll round out my Shaman video. I don't know. I think it still needs a little bit of work, this particular list. I think there's a couple of things that are sort of missing from the list to make it really competitive. I haven't really compared myself to what the legendary decks are running at the moment, so I don't really know, but I'm sort of under the impression that there are similarities. Earth Elemental maybe can go. The only reason I put it back in is because I consider Big Game Hunter to be a little bit underplayed right now. It seems like 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 attack minions aren't around. Druids who used to love playing that sort of stuff sort of play big trees, but those trees are only 5 attack now. So that means like a Big Game Hunter just sees less and less targets, which means it might be time to bust out the Earth Elemental. You still do get headhunted by the Black Knight, but that is probably also seeing a little bit less play, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but anyway, that was my logic. I decided to jam 2 of these, so I can consider, if that wasn't your thing, you could easily replace that with something else. The Leroy Wind Fury Rockbiter combo, I mean, you could take out the Wind Fury and the Leroy and replace it with something more mid-rangey and more solid. I'd be okay with that. I only did it because I like the fact that I can win out of nowhere. I don't know if it's worth pursuing that or not. The rest seems alright. I mean, you can take it or leave it. The Acidic Swampers or what else? What else would be a little bit situational? I mean, you may not like Unbound Elementals, but hey. Anyway, that was my list. It needs a little bit of work, but generally speaking, it went alright. So I'm reasonably happy, but it could be better. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. My name is Super Chicken. If you want to come and chat to me on Twitter, contact me at SuperChickenAU or leave a comment in the section below. And I'll see you guys next time.